Hey guys, it's Troy. Welcome to another episode. If you're waiting to be chosen, then you are already lost. Nobody's coming to save you. And in the dating realm in particular, unless you happen to be world famous, and if you are, welcome to the channel, or a movie star or an athlete or a music star or something like that, the reality is that for the most part, women are not going to approach you, okay? You're not going to be sitting in your bedroom and then one day, suddenly, just out of luck, you know, your dream woman turns up like a Deliveroo package or like an Amazon package and announces herself and introduces herself to you. It's just not going to happen, okay? 99.9% of the time, the reality of the situation is that women just don't approach, okay? Even if they're interested in a guy, even if a guy is super good looking, super ripped, wealthy, whatever, most women just don't do it, okay? They've got a sort of ingrained off switch where that's concerned. They just don't do it. They might, you know, make it known in some way by giving a subtle indicator of interest, or even, you know, maybe even something a bit more overt like that, maybe even getting a friend to go and talk to you or something. But I mean, for the most part, they're not actually going to approach, okay? So you have to do it yourself. And this is why we always go on about social skills, okay? When I say we, I mean myself and colleagues of mine like James Tusk and so on. We always talk about the importance of social skills, and it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. In fact, if anything, the sort of social skills deficit is becoming more and more distinct as we speak. We're in this terrible decline in society where more and more people are terminally online, and more people are just losing the ability to be normally social in normal social situations. And even though we see this retreat from the dating apps, we see the people leaving the dating apps in droves. Where are they going? Well, God knows, because also nobody's socializing, or at least they are. I mean, if you come to an area like this in the evening, Soho, you will see a lot of people out and about partying, and the restaurants are full, and the clubs are full, and the bars are full, and all that kind of stuff. So people are out. And in those kinds of situations, are guys talking to women? Yeah, probably. They're probably making some drunken, fumbling approaches unskillfully. But how many people are able to see a stranger in real life, in the middle of the daytime, stone cold sober, and go up and just start a polite, engaging, flirtatious, well-mannered conversation with that person? I would suspect very, very few. Very, very few, okay? And that's a great shame. It's a great shame for humanity, you know. It's a great shame for our society. But it's also, for you as an individual, it's also not doing you any favors, because none of us is getting any younger, okay? I'm certainly not. And you need to think about your dating life as if you were an entrepreneur. As if you're an entrepreneur who's launching a business, okay? You've got to start thinking about it like that. It's like you have to create your own reality, you know, because it's just not going to happen for you, all right? You have to go out there and you have to proactively meet people. So the first thing is get out of your house, okay? The second thing is put the apps down. I mean, you don't have to leave the apps terminally, but I would suggest less reliance on the apps. Go out there, talk to people, talk to all people, you know, just anybody that you see, not like a crazy person going around yelling at random passers-by, but I mean, when you're in a coffee shop, talk to the person serving you, okay? Ask a question, make a compliment, make a statement, make an observation, do something to prolong that, okay? When you're getting your hair cut, talk to the person cutting your hair, talk to the person washing your hair. You know, when you are waiting in a queue or waiting in line for something, maybe talk to the person next to you, ask a question, make an observation about them, right? Just practice consistently this idea, this notion of being social, of talking to other people, okay? And then when you see somebody who you are attracted to, right, somebody who ticks your boxes, you're going to be in a much better space, much better mindset, much better headspace to engage with that person on a more flirty, sort of level. Now, that may lead to something, it may not, you know. They might say, well, thanks, that was very charming, but I'm actually married, but good luck, and that's fine, that's absolutely fine. But at least you tried, okay? Most people are hidebound by the fact that we've been trained by our mobile phones. You know, we've all got one of these, and we're all glued to it for many, many hours a day, and we're just not used to talking to one another anymore, okay? And as I say, that's a terrible, terrible shame on a societal level, but more importantly for you, because, yeah, well, society, society, right? I mean, who cares, right, in a sense. But for you as an individual, if you want to kick things off, if you want to actually change things in your life, the only way to do it is by doing the hard thing, is by going and talking to people that you don't know and getting used to that, getting comfortable with that. Because the truth is that even if you do continue with the dating apps and you do meet people from dating apps, and you're still going to have to go on dates with them, right? You're still going to have to sit down and have conversations, okay? You're still going to have to show up in a way that is engaging, that is fun, that is magnetic, that is enchanting, okay? How prepared are you for doing that if you've been sitting in your bedroom for the last 6 months not talking to anybody? I would suggest that you're not very well prepared, okay? So again, this social skills practice stuff is super beneficial, and it's only going to benefit you. It's only going to help you move to the next level, and moreover, it's the only thing that's going to help you shift to the next level, okay? So with all of that being said, the strategy that I think a lot of people use, and the strategy actually, this goes for women as well, the strategy that a lot of women use is they sort of hang around and hope that in some way things are gonna work out. They hope that they are gonna be chosen. They hope they are gonna be selected. And as a man in 2025 going into 2026, that's just not hope is not a strategy, as the old business saying goes, right? Hope is not a strategy. And if you're relying on that, then quite frankly, you're being foolish and you're leaving a lot of opportunities on the table, because you have to go out and you have to create those opportunities for yourself, okay? And more than that, there's actually something really fun about doing this as well, you know? There's actually something really satisfying about, just like if you build a business for yourself, okay? Or if you write a book, or if you write a piece of music, or learn to play the guitar, or anything like this, right? There's a sense of satisfaction in there having been something that you strove to achieve, and you're not having had it, and then you're going out on your own volition, and making that thing happen, okay? Or at least creating the conditions in which that thing could potentially happen, okay? There's a great satisfaction in that. There's a great kind of boost to to one's mood, to one's vitality, to one's lifeblood when you do that, and it's a lot of fun. So I would encourage you, when you're thinking about this stuff, if you're thinking, oh, social skills, oh God, I can't, you know, and maybe starting to get towards the New Year's resolutions period and thinking about your life going into the next year, I would urge you to look at this as something that is joyful, okay, and something that is positive. This shouldn't be some terrible, terrible grind. This shouldn't be a prescription for misery. Okay, so, oh my God, I got to do this social skills stuff, I got to talk to people, oh, what a disaster. This should be something that's joyful and fun and playful, okay? Fundamentally, you should be spreading positivity amongst the people that you engage with. Now, some of those conversations may end in getting a phone number and going for a drink and dating and all of these wonderful things. Many will not, all right? Many will not, but that's fine, okay? It doesn't really matter. What matters is, firstly, are you doing this stuff? And secondly, when you're doing it, are you bringing a sense of lightness with you? Are you bringing a sense of joy? Are you bringing a sense of peace? Are you bringing a sense of mischievousness, okay? Are you bringing some magnetic kind of charisma to these interactions that's actually maybe making the other person smile, okay? Maybe just adding a little bit of value to that other person's life. That's the way you should think about this, not as this horrific grind of like, oh my God, but neither should you be thinking, well, you know what, my strategy going into 2026 is I'm just going to do nothing and hope it all works out for me, because that's not going to happen either. Okay, we are coming up to the end of the year. All right, we are going to be going into a new year very soon, and insanity is basically doing the same things time and time again and expecting a different result. And if you've been doing nothing for the last year and you're expecting something to happen, then that's just, I've got news for you. It's not gonna work out in your favor. Okay, so with all of that being said, don't wait to be chosen. You've got to be the one going out there. You've got to be the chooser. You've got to be the one going out there creating opportunities for yourself. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a like, give me a dislike, whatever you want to do. Subscribe to the channels, and if you're interested in coaching, email Troy at realtroyfrancis.com. See you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.